Hello everyone and welcome back to Overwatch 101. This is a series where I try to help console players get a little bit better at the game. Once again, this is not to say that you're bad. No, I'm not trying to put you down, right? But I'm just trying to bring some of the pro tips that I've seen, pro positioning, things like that. I'm trying to bring that to the console crowd because not everyone watches YouTube. Not everyone watches these analyzer channels, things like that. So I'm trying to bring some of those tips to you. Alright. Today we're on Oasis, and Oasis is a King of the Hill map. It's the final King of the Hill map that we're going to be discussing, and I actually really like it. I think it's a very beautiful map. I think it's really cool, and I think the map designs are pretty interesting to say the least. This is the university, and when we come out of spawn, we're just going to go straight for it. We're just going to go straight for the objective because that's really all we can do. You can either break off left or break off right here. It doesn't really matter because we're going to the same spot, right? We're going to be coming right over here, okay? Now, one thing you have to be aware of is that there is a high ground up here to your left, right? And if you spawn on the other side, it's to your right. But you have to be very careful up here, okay? This is prime Lucio Boop territory. This is prime Pharah Boop territory, okay? This can be a very dangerous place to be. So if you do decide to come up here to grab this high ground, just be very careful. Always be aware. This is a nice high ground to have, right? You can see all of the objective from up here. You can see what they're doing. And this is really nice, okay? But as I said before, just be very aware. All right, try to get your pickoffs from up here if you can, and then jump down and take the objective. Let's say you've taken the objective, okay? You do not want to stand on the objective, right? You can, right? It's not the worst, right? It's not like the ruins on Helios, as we've discussed. Those are terrible. It's not the worst. But you are pretty much in a low ground everywhere you look. So you don't really want to be here, okay? A good place to be is in here. This is a pretty good place to hold with your entire team because you can see them coming from a mile away, right? You can see what they're working with. You can see if maybe one of them has changed to a Bastion or a Winston, maybe something that might be dangerous for your whole team. This is a pretty good place to survey is over here in this health pack room. Another good place to be is up there. Unfortunately, getting up there takes a lot of time. You have to leave the point, go all the way around up here, okay? And that takes a lot of time, and as we've discussed before, it can be really dangerous. So even though this is good high ground, right? Prime high ground, it takes a lot of time to get over here, and it can be dangerous. So me personally, I don't really like being up there, okay? I like being over here in this room. And the reason I like being over here is because if they decide to take that high ground, well then that's okay, right? Because they're not on the objective, right? They're up there. So I can just kind of hide out in this room until they decide to get on the point, and then I can be aggressive and attack them, okay? But if they've got that high ground up there, I absolutely don't want to be on the point, okay? This is the last place you want to be if they've got that high ground up there. I like holding in this room over here, and that's pretty much the long and short of this location, the university. It's a very interesting place. It's very pretty. I like it. But over there in that room is pretty much what you want to control, okay? Up there to the left is just a little too dangerous in my opinion. It's more of an expert place to hold. But let's move on to our second location and we'll see what we're working with there. And welcome to the second location for Oasis. We're in this gigantic hotel here. Alright, now this is what is known as City Center. Alright, and when you leave spawn, it's okay to just kind of leave out of this, you know, middle area here. There's only two ways to leave. Oh, sorry, there's three ways to leave. There's out that way, there's out that way, and there's out that way. Well, you're pretty much fine leaving out the middle. Avoid that area over there. Those cars will kill you if you stand in front of them. They're super dangerous. Don't go over there. Just go straight for the objective, okay? Well, I should say go straight for the objective for this area here. Okay, just come up here. Alright, now the objective is right there. But the best place to go, alright, in my opinion, is to break off left. Now you can either break off left there, or you can break off left there. Either way will take you to the same location. And I like coming over here, and it's nice to come over here with the entire team. Because what you can do is you can fight it out, right? If the entire team is over here, then you can just fight it out for this area. There's a big health pack, and there's the jump pad, right? The jump pad. It's such a cool thing to me, right? If you stand on top of it, boom, it'll just boost you up here to this nice high ground, okay? I don't see a whole lot of teams holding up here, and I think it's kind of crazy that they don't. I don't think it takes too much time to get up here at all, and this is a really strong place to be. Now, obviously, if the enemy team is on the objective and they're just standing behind that middle piece there, that middle building, then yeah, you are going to have to just jump down and fight it out, okay? You're just going to have to jump down for what's yours, fight it out, and take it, okay? But if you get a team wipe here on the objective, you don't want to stand here, right? This is not a good place to be. I would either advise, and this is a more expert place to be, is up here in their face, right? You can definitely be here, but if you've already taken the objective, I would actually advise being up here with the jump pad, right? This is where I like to be, okay? We'd be up here with the jump pad. We'd be up here, that grammar though. We're up here with the jump pad, right, after we've already taken the objective, and we can see what they're working with, right? They're going to come through right there. Well, I fell, right? But to demonstrate my point, you could see from up there, right? It's got the high ground. So anytime you have the objective, I would recommend, if you've got the time, coming over here as an entire team and taking this high ground. It's really nice to have. You can see them coming for you if they go there, through there, right? You can see them up there. If they just go straight for the point, well then you can try to get your pickoffs here, right, before they get on it. And if you can't do that, well then you can just jump down on top of them, right? Pounce on top of them, charge them, be aggressive, and fight it out. That's pretty much all it takes, but you definitely don't want to be on the point. It's a low ground to pretty much all sides, and I don't like it. So I would not advise being on the point here either. Let's move on to our third location. And this is our third location. I believe this is known as the Gardens, right? The Gardens of Oasis. And this is an extremely pretty map, right? It's very nice to look at, but for the most part, I think most people don't really like this map, and I'll show you why when we get to it. Alright, now there are a couple of ways you can get in here, okay? There's down there to the left, alright? You can go in that way. You can definitely do that to be sneaky, but there's also a downfall to going that way. It is a low ground to the objective, okay? So you do have to be a little bit more expert to go in that way. It's sneaky, but it's a low ground, alright? For beginners, I would recommend just coming straight here, alright? And then breaking off left, right? I wouldn't go through here. You're going to see a lot of opposition here. I would break off left, okay, and take this little room here. Alright, and the reason I'm going to do this is because I can see the entire objective from here, right? I've got this little bit of a high ground here, and then I can come up to an even better high ground. Alright, now this is why people don't like this map, is because up here in this high ground is considered part of the point, alright? And a lot of people think that that isn't fair, myself included. I actually don't agree that this should be part of the point, okay? Because, you know, being up here versus being down there is just too much of an advantage, alright? But while it is a part of the point, I always suggest coming up here with your team and taking this area and just making it yours, right? This is the best place to be for this objective, because this objective is a low ground pretty much to everything. So you obviously have to duke it out with the enemy team. You have to kill them, right, and then take your point. But after you take your point, I would suggest everyone come up here to the cheeky high ground, okay, and hold here for as long as you can. Because they're going to be right over there, they're going to be coming from right over there, and that's pretty much it, right? You won't really see them coming from up here, right, unless they come all the way around and do it that way, right? You'll see them way before they're able to sneak up behind you, because they have to come from over there, around, and then up, okay? So you'll see them long before they're able to sneak up on you from over here. This is the best place to hold for this objective. I don't agree with it. I don't like it personally, but while it is a part of the game, right, while it is not patched or anything like that, I would just use it to your advantage, right, because the enemy team is going to as well. So make it yours, make it your advantage, okay? Utilize it to the best of your ability, and just be up here whenever you can, alright? This has been Oasis. It's pretty simple. Just don't stand on the objective whenever you don't have to, right? That's pretty much the gist of things for every King of the Hill map. Alright, I wish you luck in your Oasis endeavors. Hopefully you'll be able to hold here better from up here than you will down there. This has been Overwatch 101, signing off.